Hi, this is TJR from Music Worth Buying, and this is my week one wrap-up of the iTunes Music Festival. Every day in September, iTunes is hosting a concert in London, and you can watch it on iTunes. If you have an Apple device, or if you just have iTunes on your computer, or if you have Apple TV like I do, you can watch the show. You don't have to watch it live. You can watch it after the fact. You can watch it the day after, or the week after. And the performances will only be up for a limited time, so do watch them while you can. And on Facebook, I'm commenting each day on every performance. I'm watching everybody. And but here on this video blog, this weekly recap, I'm just going to be talking about, I think, the artists who made the best impressions, the ones who surprised me the most, the ones who I felt gave the best performance of the week. And these are my recommendations. Now, day one was some DJs. There was one performer that I think is quite interesting, and that is Kate Simcoe and the London Electric Orchestra. Now, it was all DJs that day. She was a DJ too, but she's also a DJ with a master's degree in composition. And so she was combining a string orchestra with technical industrial beats, and it was very fascinating. It got a little sleepy for me about 20 minutes in, but it was interesting, and I think that even though it may not have completely been my thing, it might be for you, and I would recommend that you check it out. Anyways, she was the best act of the evening, in my opinion. Day two, we had two great performers. We had Jenny Lewis and we had Beck. They're both great singer-songwriters, both great performers. They both did great albums. But in my opinion, Beck burned the house down, and in fact, he was the best performer for the entire week. And who knows, maybe he'll be the best performer for the month. We'll see how the next couple of weeks go. But along with writing great songs, Beck also understands that when you put on a show, you have to put on a show, and you have to make it visual, and he did a great job of this. So out of everybody this week, I recommend that you watch Beck's performance. If you only watch one performance from the iTunes Festival, watch Beck. Now, day three, we had two more DJ acts, but we also had a dance group called Clean Bandit. This is a very interesting act. They're a mix of dance rhythms, classical string instruments, electronic music, and two exceptionally good lead singers. And this was dance music, you could dance to it, but the arrangements and the song structures were different. They were quite interesting and unique. Out of everybody that I heard, that I'd never heard of before, this is the one act who I would like to explore further and listen to their albums. So yeah, Clean Bandit, I think, is an interesting band. I think out of that day, day three, they're the one you should check out. Now, day four, we had two performers, both of which I'd never seen before, one of which I'd heard before. The first one was Charlie Simpson. The second was 5 Seconds to Summer. Now, Charlie Simpson, right at the very beginning, his vocals reminded me a lot of Bruce Springsteen and a little bit of Jacob Dylan also. His music was very kind of earthy folk rock, but more rock than folk. A lot of energy, pretty good songs. Now, however, the surprise for me that evening was 5 Seconds to Summer. Now, everything I've ever seen, every promo I've ever seen for 5 Seconds to Summer, every picture I've ever seen, just screams, we're a boy band. Now, as we all know, a boy band is not really a band. A boy band is a couple of guys who are young guys who are chosen by a music producer for their attractiveness to young girls. And they all sing, do choreography, and perform songs that are written for them. To my surprise, 5 Seconds to Summer was none of these things. They were an actual real band. They played their own instruments. They wrote their own songs. I think the only thing they might have had in common with a boy band is that they all sang. There was no one lead singer, and they all harmonized. Heck, the Beatles did that. So anyways, I'm not saying they're the Beatles, but I was pleasantly surprised. If I have to choose between a boy band, I'd rather this than what we've had in the past. But I don't think they're a boy band. They're just a band. They're just young. They put on a good high-energy show. So they were kind of my surprise of the week. I was not expecting this, so pleasantly surprised. Day five, only one act. This was the heavy rock act, and hopefully I said the name correctly, from England, Kasabian. Hopefully I say that right. I really expected that I would be into this band. I'd never really seen them live before, never really listened to their music. And I kept waiting and waiting for it to grab me, and it just never did. Maybe I need to listen to some of their albums, check them out a little further. but I'm not a fan yet. And that was week one. And those are my picks. Those are my recommendations. If you go to Facebook, you'll hear me commenting on all the acts, including the ones I didn't mention here, the ones that aren't my recommendations. But hopefully you're checking out the iTunes Festival. This is a great way to check out a lot of artists whose music you may not have heard of, and check them out live. And you can do it from your computer. So I really recommend that you check this out and give me your thoughts. What did you think of my picks? Do you disagree with me? Do you feel like I didn't give some of the artists who performed this week their due? Let me know. So hopefully see you again next week here at the end of the week, and I'll talk about who performed next week. And till next time, this is TJR. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. And once again, join me on Facebook, and where you can check out my daily commentary. Okay, bye.